afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacaster with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hills like Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Hollow Defender Winter. Between the west, we got Jesulin fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 1st Panzer Division with Lightning Royal Elite Troops, Jaeger Infantry, Triple Infantry versus in the east. We got Caesar fighting for socialism, the Soviet Union and the Soviet peoples. Here with the 330th Rifle Division with shock rifle, gun mounted arm and assault tactics with satchel, penal troop and mine bulletins. We got a double pioneer start here for Jesulin Grenadiers, following up as is a double conscript start here for Caesar. His engineers heroically trekking the way here towards the cut-off point, but first laying down some barbed wire. Conscripts looks like they're heading northwards there. With the 3rd or 2nd squad, who knows where that'll be going. With the double pioneers, I did Jesulin, though can secure a bit more territory on with the Wehrmacht, which tends to be one of the weaknesses of just going straight for Grenadiers. You do tend to fall a bit behind in map control. Of course, the pioneers can't directly fight the conscripts, they're working together, but it does allow us to secure a bit more territory, maybe wire off a few more things and get into some more advantageous positions, denying them to your opponent. So Grenadiers after the double pioneers. Point there, being secured engineers in southwards, conscripting westwards here. Going up here for the cut-off point there. Conscripts was the pioneer. And there go heading the southern fuel point there. Pioneers was conscripts at the church. 3rd conscript on the way there for Caesar. With another Grenadier squad on there for Jesulin, grabbing the cuff point there. Pioneers holding up here versus the conscripts, trying a bit back and forth here. In the south point being secured, conscripting forward, so they're going to try and pressure Jesulin around the cuff point. Caesar plays in aggressively here, kind of trying to perhaps catch the Grenadiers. In fact, in a bit of a sticky spot, though that could also backfire in Caesar if Jesulin handles it correctly. But there you go, he's just ignoring it, going for the cuff point, forcing him to either react to this or, you know, and expose himself, risk losing the cuff. And there you go, Pioneers rushing into support here. That's going to give Jesulin the advantage here, so the Pioneers close will have plenty of firepower to give the Grenadiers the H here versus the conscripts, forcing him away. But he still managed to cut off, though technically there's not much to cut off. He's just keeping up pressure here, ensuring that Jesulin can't move towards the fuel, slowing down his early resources, whereas Caesar's actually gaining a bit there. We got a 4th conscript action on the way there for him. Mines being laid down in the south conscript, they're preventing a cut-off point move there by Jesulin, who's going for a 3rd Grenadier squad there in the name of Deutschland. Quickly occupying the church, Grenadiers falling back down to fire, and up north here we got a continued standoff between Jesulin and Caesar. Grabbing the fuel point here with the Pioneer, we got a 3rd Grenadier squad there, just about done here for Jesulin as the 4th conscript that plows out for Caesar and the 330th Rifle Division. Tasked with holding this series of villages away from the fascists at all costs as it covers up for a vital offensive for the, I don't know, Ukrainian front. Then there's this country they got Pioneers pulling in. Country they're not looking too good. The 4th Grenadier squad there for Jesulin could indicate here a tier 3 rush from him. Maybe with an MD42 to follow up here. Maybe just that. Contributing support here. 4th Grenadier squad almost done. In the south, we got Grenadiers pulling forward. Grabbing the southern point here. Further shootout there. Losses being inflicted on the Grenadiers. There you go. Medics on the way there for Caesar. So we got 4 infantry squad from both sides, of course, with Jesulin having slightly more pioneers, thusly having slightly more moving inwards. There you go, got a doctoral choice. It is elite troops. Opening up for G43's concussive grenades, allowing to flash out the Bolshevik bastards. Here, have a presents from Germany. Yeah. You like that, don't you? Not really. Good. In the south, they're sitting a mine being easy targets with the Caesar. Looks like Caesar's not quite aware of this. All he's pushing against the Grenadiers and just force them off. But this actually gives them time to get unsuppressed, though they're still in a weak condition. So missed opportunity here by Caesar in the south. Meanwhile, Jesulin continues to pressure northwards. Troops moving on the back here for healing and enforcement. Nothing else happening here for Caesar as well. Oh, my apologies for the slightly awkward scrolling. Jesulin here not taking up yet, still building the bunker. He could easily get away with a fast tech, but if in fact planning here for a tier 3 rush, it's not quite as important getting up the tier 2 as fast. Rather, just eventually you can just quickly push for tier 2 and then tier 3, building up a faster form of core. Grenadiers are repulsing the Pioneers with a few well placed shot. Pushkin stumbles over dead. In the centre country, they're going for the centre victory point up north. A few Grenadiers sneaking about there. One squad retreating now. And we can see the Caesar prepares for the next big push for the motherland. Medics on the way there for Jesulin, the Sanitäter. Pioneers, they're just firing away a bit effectively at this range technically though. Comes they need to be careful, they've got to get hit from the north by the Grenadiers. There we go, conscripts repulsed. Down to less than half health. Not good. Won't be able to keep Jesulin down. In fact, we can see Jesulin's making a pretty big push for the Copon. He's sending in 3 Grenadier squads, none yet upgraded. Though, of course, he does have a few concussive grenades here to deliver us a few surprises there to Caesar. As he makes his push for the Copon, we got Contra trying to sort of hold it, but not the best situation. This is where it benefited Caesar quite a bit if it actually set up some sandbags ahead of time, make it much more defensible. Instead, he's only got a bit of light cover there. Max employment with the Caesar, we've got support from Company. We also got up north from Erasmus going for the cop fuel, heading that with sandbags. Also got sandbags up in the northern victory point. Jesulin can begin to consider calling in stormtroopers here versus Caesar, calling in some more hardened troops. Plus, if he's worried, he can basically go for them for Panzerschrecks to help deal with any light vehicles the Caesar might be tossing at him. Bit of a shootout here, almost got the fuel point, and there we go. I mean, he hasn't connected it, but still, it's going to make it thusly much tougher for Jesulin to actually get it back. Back here, we still have no tag up for Jesulin. Oh, there we go, just to say that, in the fact the very moment I say it, he tags. Typical. Got mines. Oh, about why I hit the duals of mines to prevent Caesar from making any sort of vehicle rush straight down the main road. If he does that incautiously, he's going to suffer loss. Does help in this case. He has in fact gone for the flamethrowers in his own engineer squad, so Caesar will be none the wiser here as to Jesulin's mining. None whatsoever. There we go, Steel Hand Granate off, stunning the conscripts. Doing a bit of damage there. Fun fact about the Steel Hand Granate, initially the grenades didn't really have a lot of sort of that way direct killing powers. It's relied mostly on concussive force, which I suppose what the stun grenade represents. So later they would add fragmentation sleeves that could be fitted around the grenade, thusly, you know, increasing the lethality of the grenade by quite a bit. Now, of course, that the grenade wasn't lethal before, but there was sort of a rule, well, not quite as lethal, if you will. Since it's just relying on the raw explosive force. That's by adding fragments, it does become a lot more deadly. Grounding points here, grounding points there. We got an MD-40 on there for Jesulin. And no tag up, no like to make it out screaming. Again, the way he's built doing it, it still rather looks like a tier 3 move here by Jesulin. And the 1st Panzer Division, SC on 313th Rifle Division, holds the line, or at least tries to hold the line. Heading the car point in as he's, you know, going back. The fuel point means the car point's under his control. So overall, she's doing a lot of good work here to try and stall Jesulin and keep him away from the fuel for as long as possible, thus allowing Caesar to pull ahead in terms of tech and getting out a light tank. So over there, Caesar's got, I think, is sort of clearly put together. The only thing he could really benefit from is a doctrine. Right now, Guard motor will be quite strong. Guard's been able to certainly give him some extra pressure, plus a mortar could be used to negate any sort of defense position from Jesulin. So we'll see what happens up there in the south. We've got conscripts versus Grenadiers. Grenadiers are all in a weak spot here. The conscripts aren't exactly doing much better either. In fact, they're doing pretty rubbish. Jesulin flooding manpower. Still like to make a nice company. Still not tank up. No stormtroopers either. As for Caesar, he can consider begin taking up there, though it's going to take him time anyways to rush out some sort of light vehicle. Except, well, the half-track. You could actually rush out a half-track here versus Jesulin, which could, under the right circumstances, be pretty good if well handled. There we go. He does go for Guard motor. He does end up calling in the heavy mortar, the 120mm, which is a fun fact, was widely copied by the Axis forces, including the Germans who wholeheartedly adopted it, shifting the 80mm mortar away from being a heavy mortar to just being a medium mortar as a fun fact. In fact, it was considered a heavy mortar before the 120mm arrived at the German arsenal. And also saw the 50mm mortar, which the Germans operate with, actually on a squad basis, completely removed. So, well, actually, I think it might have been platoon level, but either way, that one got removed entirely. So, a few fun facts there. Have we got the 120mm mortar there being carted forwards? That's going to make things a bit more tricky here for Jesulin, just a bit. But there you go, take up on the way. Tier 3 rush there for Jesulin. for the fast Panzer Division. And the South concentrating out there. So Petrov, did you remember to bring the submachine guns? Oh shit, I didn't know I was supposed to. Not again, I just have to fight with the rifles. Idiot. It's your fault. Dealing with the countries up north. A few well placed shots with the counter occasion the D43s have an impact there on the basic troops. Then we got gunners moving in, attacking the maximum self precision. Pioneers being suppressed in the meanwhile. Mortar being forced back here. Be unfortunate for Caesar. Take up therefore, and he can actually go for the T70 pretty fast, putting on some severe pressure there versus Jesulin. Though if he's anticipating a tier 3 rush, he's more likely to end up with going for the H6, and he's going to need that because, I mean, Jesulin will be able to push out a Panzer pretty fast, and he's going to have very few counters otherwise. There you go, another grenade off here. Jesulin certainly very eager to use the concussive grenades whenever possible. Oh dear, that's going to be right, that's going to be right. No! Oh, he gets right past the tree and survives. Hey, Mortar, they're pretty close to the front line. Grenadiers, Pioneers all out in the open, easy targets for Soviet artillery. And for that matter, Soviet infantry. First shot fires, breaks off a chunk of the house at the roof. Ooh, mine goes off there, inflicting some harm there on Jesulin and the 1st Panzer Division. Infantry secured, contra pulling forwards there. Hey, Mortar bombarding. He's moments away from the T-10 light tank or the S-6. Again, we shall see what he aims for. Just having this bomber co-op, and he's going to be, well, moments away from an Ostwind, like seconds in fact, and a few minutes away there from a Panzer IV. I mean, the Panzer IV's got no rule of the two choices there be the best, but I mean, he really feels like it. He could go for the Ostwind, but he would all be better off staying up for the Panzer IV. Pioneers was advancing conscripts and needs to be with flamethrowers. Conscripts being suppressed by the info to a nice position up here. I don't feel like Jesulin could be using his machine gun a bit more aggressively versus Caesar. But honestly, he's executing a pretty solid tier 3 rush so far, which is quite good. Concussive grenade off. I guess they're almost taken out. And there you go. G43 grenades pushing ahead here. Forcing back Caesar. We do have the maximum. Oh, incredibly low in health and numbers. And there you go. T7 for Caesar. He is not anticipating, I think, a tier 3 rush. He, of course, is also not anticipating telemines. So there's a good chance he just drives ahead here, hits the telemine and loses his T7, in which case Jesulin's going to be in a very, very solid position. Turnbacks down. House getting bombarded here by the 120mm mortar. Note they so actually had a heavier mortar than this. Was the 160mm mortar, which actually had to load I think by a breach. That was a really big mortar they had. And there you go, T70 up for Caesar. And the South Gunners are standing about. Big push for the centre here with Pioneers, Minesweepers, Grenadiers, and Flammenwerfer wielding Pioniere. There you go, the T70 counterattacks. And he's waiting for the Panzer IV, but meanwhile the T's going to be able to do a lot of damage to him. His only real salvation in this case until it hits is to try and bait him into the T70 or bait it. We'll have to see if Caesar takes the bait or if he smells a rat, a German rat. Ooh, almost hit off that tunnel mine. Or at least almost hit it. Didn't quite land the hit. Going to do stalling here for as long as possible. Buying time for the Panzerkampfwagen 4. He's going to have to go for the H6 here. He's going to have to go for field guns. He's also going to have to consider minesweepers at this rate. He really should have though. And there you go. Dodges the telemine for now. Gun's getting sniped. And there you go. Panzer IV out here for Jesulin, Germany. Now Caesar's in for a slightly more sticky situation since he's got no counter to that. It really, he's got anti-tank and that's going to stop a Panzer IV, to be honest. So that's a bit of a problem there for Caesar. He's going to have to go for the M6 with the field gun. If he goes for the field gun, that of course means he's going to try and play for the T-35 faster, H-M6, and he's clearly not considering a medium tank anytime soon. We'll see what it ends up with, to be honest. Jesulin flooding a lot of manpower there. Could easily build caches, more infantry, support weapons. You definitely, I think, should be careful about flooding so much manpower, though. And there goes his 3 for Caesar, so he's not going to try and push ahead for medium armor as soon as possible, as soon as he's stabilized against the Panzer IV. And there you go, Jesulin calls in the stormtroopers. Calling in some hardened men of the 1st Panzer Division. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out, what he plans to do with them. The target getting himself a 5th infantry squad, which is basically, for now, just a more durable grenadier squad. It's once he upgrades, of course, they become a lot more interesting. Maxim there supporting a push by the country. Got the Haymarket nearby. Field gun also ramming here for Caesar up north. We got infantry moving ahead with the T-7 support. Mortar fire there, and there you go, direct hit on the Panther IV from the CIS-3. Fuel pump being lost. We got pushing up north, Grenadier Stormtroopers moving in. No upgrade for the Stormtroopers as of yet here, but nonetheless they kick the way here through Caesar's northern force. We got the T-7 rush into support here. Heavy mortar falling back, grenades off country. They're taking quite a dinging from that. Maxim turning about. And there you go, Stormtroopers are pressed, Grenadiers retreating, Stormtroopers retreating. But he's losing the southern fuel, and there you go up north. We got a counterattack here to claim the northern fuel by Jesulin. Moving in the Panther IV Soldier Grenadiers plus the MD-42 to stop the Russians doing their north. Oh, needs to retreat the Engineer squad here. Laid down a mine, but right now they're saying about it, which could indicate here to Jesulin there's a mine there. We'll have to see if he realised it or not. Well, I'm guessing not, because the men are about to hit the mine. T-7 striking in for the Pioneers in the south. Jesulin right now is taking control of the southern fuel point as well, but he needs to capture the northern one fully. Note that Jesulin always attacks with the Panzer IV through here. He doesn't attack head on because he's probably anticipating that Caesar's anti-tank guns will be sighted around TOS here. It's less likely, plus you've got more ways of just falling back because you can just quickly fall behind the hetero. So Jesulin's clearly sort of got the right idea here with the terrain and how it favours his tanks. It also helps that Caesar has not actually done anything to mine around here. Got another Panther on the way there for Jesulin, and we got the F6 out. So he ends up going for one after all. I mean, he probably hadn't planned it initially, had hoped to go for the medium armor, but the pressure that Jesulin so far is keeping up as a Caesar is forcing Caesar to reconsider his plans, at least for now, and just bring up some more lighter stuff. And we got Jesulin going for the Panzer shake on the Stormtroopers. He could have gone for assault rifles, but I'm guessing he doesn't feel that's quite necessary as he's providing more anti-tank. And ensuring himself against Caesar, pulling off any shenanigans in that area. Oh, he counts the Panzer IV for the Stug. 3G. Sturmgeschütz. Die beste Geschütz. Troops moving about in the south. T-7 moving about as well. We've got more engineers on the way here for Caesar to prepare his tanks, lay down mines. All good. Probably also consider going for a mine sweep, at least he should. I mean, there's still the Telemine right here, which could be a real moment of sadness there for Caesar if he hits that. We shall see what he ends up with though. There you go. Direct hit on the Panzer IV from the CIS-3. Northern victory point secured there by Caesar and the 313th Rifle Division. But it is beginning to struggle here versus Jesulin and the 1st Panzer Division a bit. And straight to Maxim winding up here, halfway to X-3. Engineers pushed up with the Panzer. We got the Stroop moving in. No pin lock machine guns to forget. We got a lot of bombardments. And heavy mortar fire, of course, is constantly raining down. But there you go. Direct hit on the H6 by the Stroop 3G gun is moving forwards. Misses this time around. The field gun fires. Missing the Stug as well. And smoke down there for Jesulin and Stug as it falls back. We got the T7 moving in to intercede and intercept. Chain the H6 from Panzerfaust, but not before it itself gets Panzerfausted. No take a bit here for Caesar further, no additional H6s either. We got mines being laid down in the south. Good, he's actually got a lot of munitions flooding right now. Caesar could easily get away with numerous tail mines. There you go, Panzer hitting a mine, getting shot hit by the Panzer, well, the H6 and the Cis-3. Should be able to get it here, and there you go, Panzer down, quite a bit of loss there for Jesulin and the German army. Stug the next target here for Caesar's anti-tank weaponry. Or not. And there you go, moving forward, we got marchers out here for Caesar retreating to the south. He's getting not aware of the telemine up there. Very good spot there for Jesulin to mine actually right under Caesar's nose, and thusly in a bit of a blind spot. And generally, the closer you can get to your opponent's territory and lay down a mine and they don't spot it, the more likely they're just going to hit it and not suspect anything, because again, the closer you get to your base, the more they feel safe, and thusly mines really end up being disruptive, in part because they never anticipate them. So a few fun facts there. Get some, Ludwig! Scheiße, never mind, retreat, Ludwig! Also you, Jürgen. Also you. But there you go, Panzer 4 number 2 almost down there for Jesulin. Grenadiers push back the counter squad here. And here we go, Grenadiers assaulted by the T7, which is damaged there with an engine. H6 just sort of driving about, making back and forth. So, Pietro, where are we going today? The same place we're going every day. Towards Berlin. There we go, tag out for Caesar. Could consider a fast Katyusha here, you know, try and blast some of Jesulin's stuff into pieces. Or it could aim for tanks, T-35s. Though with the Doctrine stuff you've seen there, you should probably begin anticipating a target. Whoa, what he's doing there with the T-70, that definitely feels ill advised. There you go, the H-6 is firing, almost got the Stug. Oh dear, drives on from the Panzer 4 here, turns around the H-6, shoots, penetrates. Takes a right hit, we got smoke down here. Pretty close there, pretty close. We got stormtroopers pulling forwards. All victory points were more or less under control of Jesulin. Caesar needs to do some work about that. And I'm surprised he hasn't gone for any guardsmen. Plus, I mean, he still continues to float at home. Actually, if he just popped Mark target in this Stug, they probably could have destroyed it. Definitely some lax munitions used there. I think, oh, unit wiped as an incident to church, which then got blown apart. Quite unpleasant there for Caesar. A definite tactical victory there, though, for Jesulin. We got Grenadiers flying up behind it, getting the field gun. Good work there by Jesulin. And looks like Mark flying from the north. We got Mark vehicle off finally, but I would say much too late here for Caesar to really have an impact. Panzerfaust Nation 6 grenade off on the Maxim. Jesulin doing his best to disrupt Caesar's defense, and so far it's looking to be quite effective. They're forcing Caesar to fall back towards his own base, conceding lots of vital ground here to Jesulin, also preventing from going towards the victory points, which are quickly tapping out there for the Red Army. You can soon go for the T-35, you could also aim for the E-35. We shall see what it is Caesar ends up choosing here versus Jesulin and the 1st Panzer Division. We got the Stu 3G there rolling ahead. And we got the Stormtrooper bringing up by the Stu, the finally has pinned up machine gun, very good. Later model Stu 3Gs actually had the same remote controlled machine gun, which is the Hetzer had, or at least some of them did. Fun fact. Even more fun fact, some Stuks, that includes early model Stu 3Gs, but mostly late model Stu 3Gs, actually had a character machine gun on top of the Pindle mount machine guns. So they actually had 2 machine guns they could fire at enemy infantry. Fun fact. Anyways, got the T-7 moving southwards here, opening up the Stormtroopers. Got the H-6 hanging back here, close to Veteran 3 actually, that's pretty good. But the Engineers got wiped. Losing this only mines, but still has to discover the telemine, so that one is still a potential big issue here for Caesar. And he can call in either the T-35 or the H-35, but so far he is committing to neither. He is committing to neither. Stormtroopers halted, rushed away. Back here, troops in reinforcing there for Caesar. There you go, Vetti on the T-10 light tank here versus Jesulin's troops. There you go, Panzer move hit from the H-6. Very, very, very close victory. And he finally goes for a T-35. Jesulin on the end. He's, I think, just overall saving up for a Tiger Ace. I mean, he's gotten the manpower. He's almost got the command points. He just wants the ace and probably try and crash Jesulin, or Caesar, I mean, using the Tiger Ace. He can't crash himself with it. Well, theoretically could, but that would be really, really dumb. Or mines, they're finally beginning to lay down some of those mines. Why have we been so slow in laying down all of these mines? We got plenty of munitions. Well, you know, bureaucracy and, I don't know, commander's lazy. North Country pulling ahead here, and there you go, T-55 around here for Caesar. Bit of shoot up north, straight to the before too nice position here by Jesulin to defend the northern victory point. Also very, very, very close here to the 17 compound points in the Tiger Aces. Before too close to 3. Panzer 4 strikes, and we got the Pioneers providing supporting fire as well there. Conscripts are pressed. We got tanks that are being sent forward there. Assault guns as well. Push into the centre though. And the south we got infantry engagements here as well though. T-7 blocks. We've got Stormtroopers with the Panther Trek. Up north, H-6 pursuing the Panther with the T-55 as well here. Good hit, good hit. Conscripts they put back from the northern victory point. He's down to less 65. This is looking pretty bad for Caesar. Jesulin calling the Tiger Ace any moment now. Any moment. He's lost his Maxim. Things are starting to look really ugly here for Caesar against Jesulin, who continues to remain steadfast in his desire to go for the Tiger Ace, but at the same time reluctant to then call it in when he's finally got it. Caesar went down the south pretty bad, almost got the Stug 3G here. And there goes Stug, goes down. Main gun though is out on the H-6M, which means he's going to have some time there to repair it. Though of course he does have access here to self-repair, which will help. 50 points left for Caesar. Jesulin just continuing to float. No sign of the ace as of yet. Honestly, this would just, I think, be the perfect time to just call in and finish off the match. And there you go. Finally colting the ace here. True hero of Germany. Except for the whole very bright colour pattern, which makes it a very easy target. And certainly makes it stand up more in the snow. You know, Franz, yeah, why did we paint our tiger bright yellow? Well, you know, it looks cool. Yeah, but we're not supposed to be seen at range. This makes us a much too easy a target, but it looks cool. Yeah, but I'd rather be alive than cool. Tiger Ace then getting the conscripts. Shot fired. Cover shattered. 12 points left here for Caesar. Looking pretty rough. Conscripts being wound up with the ace. 10 points left, 8 points left. T-Fan getting to the Tiger Ace, but it's taking nasty hits there. 7 points left, stops at 6, stops at 6. Really close there for Caesar. And whacked here by the ace. 5 kills for the fatherland so far. 5 kills. You got his guard squad here, not upgraded with DP light machine guns. Like, he finally called in and fit, doesn't get his upgrade in time. I do think really guards would have done Caesar a lot of good much early here versus Jesulin, to be honest. Field gun about to get wiped by Russian Grenadiers. Shot to bits. Overall, Caesar's options right now I think are looking very limited here versus Jesulin, who's just now really in control versus Caesar. I think his lack of a guard squad did not do him any favours. In before supporting on the advancing on the southern victory point, got artillery fire down here. 6 points still left here for Caesar versus Jesulin within a 90. Got the Panther wing in, they're going to flank the H-6. Very good move here. He could blitzkrieg, and probably should blitzkrieg to be honest, but doesn't. Very close there to Veteran T2. And Schutzen There you go. Down it goes. Anti-tank grenade off, damaging the engine, but it's all too late here. And right now, Caesar's got nothing in the vicinity to actually deal with. The T-54's all the way up north. I believe that one is, well, not even being repaired. So he's still at 6 points. But this is really hanging on by the balance here for Caesar. Really hanging by the balance, and it's not necessarily already a balance that is favourable for him. 7 kills on the ace, 6 points left. Still. As soon as he grabs the southern victory point, there's going to be GG here. T-54 being set up, Guardsman, Maxim, Stormtrooper there being easy targets. But it won't matter. We got another Panther one there for Jesulin. There you go, southern victory point rendered neutral. He's rushing for the centre. His men valiantly stepping out. Alright men, we need to grab that central victory point. What is a victory point anyways? What is the meaning of everything? Shut up, Petrov. Shut up. There we go, moving in. Guardsman in a bit of trouble. There we go, the T-55. There we go, knocking out the gun on the T-55. The ace pretty much triumphs. It's down to 4, and there you go, GG, game over. A loss for Caesar, victory for Jesulin. Overall displaying, I think, some good aggression, some good uses of infantry, a nice solid tier 3 rush. Caesar struggling a bit, and I think one of his big mistakes was just not going for Guardsman fast enough, and I think the heavy mortar in this case was rather poorly chosen in some ways. I mean, had Jesulin gone for more defensive strategy, it would be more effective, but with the aggressive strategy that Jesulin did choose, the heavy mortar did struggle a bit, and I think Guardsman overall served him better. And he could also, I think, done more with his T-70 than was suggested. That's definitely some, I think, missteps. Plus, a massive munitions float did not help him either. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something phenomenal. If you did, subscribe, tell friends, share it with everyone. If not, send a replay and apart some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Lane saying cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for a nice sunny episode. Bye.